Well, I done it again. I bought another hunk of junk. And this one truly is a hunk of junk. But you can't see very well. This one's got fuel fenders. It's got a 3-point PTO and drawbar. It's all there. Well, only one remote, but you know, not too much to stress about. But it has the option for duals. It's probably got the biggest and thickest rims you could probably buy on this tractor at this time. It's a 1950s, you can't tell. Yeah, but it's seen better years. I rescued it you could almost call it a junkyard, but it was more like a boneyard. I'm gonna say only his first name, but Glenn had, oh geez, probably in the upwards of over 300 tractors, mostly white and Minneapolis Moline, a tad bit of Oliver's here and there. Well, hence where this one came from. But he's down there in southwest Missouri. You could spend hours running around there, finding parts, you know, finding what you need basically. You ask, he probably has it. And he used to be a Minneapolis Moline dealer back in the 40s. And then, you know, when White bought out Mini Mo in, I think it was 62 or 63, I can't remember, 63. They switched to a, well, I believe he said they kept Mini Mo until the mid-70s, whenever they switched over to White. Then they started selling White tractors. So this guy mainly has probably at least half of them are Minneapolis Molines. A quarter of them are Oliver's, and a little more than quarter maybe is about White. But he's got a crap ton of tractors, and I had a good time. Of course, I spent 2 or 3 hours down there to injustice this, but oh, they made it look easy loading it up on the trailer. Getting it off the trailer was not fun. Blocks are down there just because the tire has a rim leak, probably because we screwed it up getting it off the trailer. I don't know how long that one's going to last. The tire actually blew whenever we were loading it up. It was sitting on top of the trailer. We were chaining it down. All of a sudden, boom! A loud gunshot noise. It scared the crap out of everyone. Look over, see the tire's deflated. You know, kind of get that dreaded feeling of, oh crap, I gotta buy another tire. So, bought another tire. Uptown. Yes, this is the 453 centerpiece manifold. Someone's replaced it with this. Not a clue as to where the original one is. I'm sure it rotted out, but it should go from the first cylinder and go straight up here. But, you know, yeah, there's nothing left of the hood practically. So, all new sheet metal, at least the front part. I may be able to save this. I may be able to bend out some of these bumps and bend it back straight. There's the other one on the other side. This side piece is missing. This entire side panel's gone. I don't know where the fuel tank went. The original fuel tank's not here. This is like a Farmall or an Alice, no, Farmall, because there's red right there. A Farmall fuel tank. Put in backwards. Whoever the idiot did that. I applaud them for doing that, and I applaud them for making this piece of junk. I don't know why he did. There's a battery box option over there. There's battery right there. I applaud them for putting these steps on, because there's already a step over there, and it's kind of a pain because that bar goes right across the frame there. This is going to get a 3-speed, by the way. Oh, shed's locked. Never mind. I'll show you later. Yeah, these are different size tires. This one's a 20.8 by 34. They're both Goodyears. This one's a special Sure Grip TD8. These are Riceland tires, by the way. This one's a Goodyear as well. Would I have to find the tire size? This one's it's a TD8. It's the Sure Grip TD8 as well, but where's tire size? Where's tire size? There it is. 23.4 by 34, or dash 34. And before you ask, yes, that's a 2150 front end. They rigged up some sort of steering. They got it hooked up. I have no idea what it was. I believe it might have been a Riceland model, which I believe the Riceland model is basically a row crop, except with the Wheatland front end. And maybe a few Wheatland adaptations like larger tires. But I'm missing the blower manifold. I'm missing the air intake manifold to go to the air filters. Missing the bottom filter. Bottom of the filter here. This thing does turn over. We stuck it in 6th gear when I drug it, so the motor's free, but it was definitely not happy to move. If I tried to start it, it'd probably sit there and squeak like crazy. So that's a motor teardown. Good learning experience, but it's still a pain in the neck. This may not be worked on for another couple of years. I don't know. Whenever my schedule lets me get to it. Because we have 2 cases to fix up and at least get running. We have the 1900 still needs to be finished. I'll do a quick video on that here in a little bit. I'm doing this video first if you can't tell. Let's see what else. The 1850 needs to be completely restored. It's getting a restoration from the ground up. Yeah, let's get up here because I have nothing else to show you besides these makeshift crap that they have here. I mean, seriously, there's nothing on here that hasn't been touched by a makeshift fix. I mean, I put duct tape over the intake here. And the emergency shutoff cable's right here, but it should be attached right here. Because the supercharger manifold right here has the switch, so I can't start it unless I find one of those. I'll put an ad up on Facebook and ISO, so go on the Oliver and White Tractors page if you're not on Facebook. Yeah, fuel fenders. The fenders don't look too bad. That one's okay, for sure. If I can get over here. That steering, it doesn't go. You can't, the tilt steering doesn't work. The pedal moves, this moves, but I don't think the linkage is working, so kind of screwed on moving the steering wheel. This tank, I think, got a little worse because if you look down, there's a bit of rust. Don't ask what that is. I don't have a clue. Everything moves, or at least I got it to move just by working on it. That's hidden because I got bent out. PTO, strange PTO, but I don't have a problem with it. I'd rather reach forward, to be honest with you, just on off. I'm missing the rear piece. I don't know what this is called, but I can't think of the name for the life of me, but I'm missing that rear piece over there. Need a new seat. Well, I'm sure the PTO and hydraulic pump need to be gone through. We're just going to do a from the frame up restoration on this. And I might stick a turbocharger under the hood, put better injectors in it. You know, I'm not getting too bad into the detail, but steering wheel moves, whether it likes it or not. There's no hydraulic fluid in there, so obviously it's not going to spin. And I think that's just air because I can move this with no problem. What made me buy this is the fact that the gear shift lever or the transmission was really tight. The final drive was really nice, even though it has a bit of water in the oil, but we're going to change it. We're probably just going to leave it like that till we go and change it, regretfully, because we have too many other things. Doesn't look like too much has been done to this. Looks like a brand new key switch not too long ago. Excuse me. Glenn said this thing had been sitting for 10 years at his place, and when the guy brought it to him, it didn't run, so throttle moves. Clutch works enough. It's probably needed replacement. Brakes move, but that'll get hung up sometimes like that. Just gotta move it back. Yeah, this seat's definitely not comfortable. I'm not complaining too much because it's still got the original gauges. I think the tachometer's okay. I don't know if it still spins, but there's certainly, there you go. See, it bounces. This one doesn't, so I have a feeling it's seized. Sometimes you just gotta hit them a little hard and they'll bounce. Fuel shut off stuck. The cable is, at least. I know the actual shutoff on the motor works. Emergency shutoff cable moves a little, but obviously that has no effect because here it is right here. That's where the step should be, right here instead of right here. I don't know why they thought that was going to be better. Personally, I prefer those steps. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like that step, but as you can see, that's going to be a clearance issue at some point. And quite frankly, I'd rather just sprint up there, just go 1, 2, 3, you're up. Less chance of having a problem with those. And the fact that it goes across the frame was a good idea then, but now it's not. Yeah, they jerry-rigged some sort of way to get it to the front end here. They welded a bunch of plates together, it looks like. Got another plate going vertical. Threw some bolts in on the front where the weights go. Threw some, either found some tires, hit whatever they scrounge up, or those are the tires and rims that came with it. They're crap though. Tie rods are pretty much shot. Well, that's still staying in, but those pins, those are going to be replaced. There's nothing. This side's really bad. I mean, that pin's bad. There's not even anything in there. Front end's pretty solid from what I know. I mean, I put it under quite a bit of stress for that trailer over there. A little loose. Belts actually did it pretty good for what they are. It has oil, but I think it's got water in it, of course. It's got plenty of oil. Where's the... Oh, I guess it's covered up by the oil. Yeah, there's going to be a 3-speed in here. And I believe you can put a 3-speed if you just cut back the input shaft by about 3/8 of an inch. I don't know if you have to cut back the splines. And there's splines that run up to it, and there's a bit of a blank part where it's just shaft. There's no splines on it. I don't know if you need to cut that back too, like, and match them to get it to go into the Detroit. But we have a housing, or bell housing, whatever you want to call it, because you need this type of housing since this already has the wheel. I'm going to call it the flywheel housing on the back of the motor. I believe it's an SAE standard sized bell, or excuse me if I say bell housing one of these times. I honestly don't mean bell housing, it's a flywheel housing. But you need the base plate, and then the 3-speed will fit right. Ooh. That's a good question. I don't know if it's going to fit in that space, but we'll find out. It doesn't hurt. Well, it's not that hard to throw it back together. We already have another one that's just a straight shaft. Kind of talking fast. I can't let my mouth water up a little bit so I can speak right. Yeah, that moves a little because the cable's seized. There's not much else I can tell you. I mean, they didn't do a bad job on rigging that up. Oh, okay. I thought I spotted something out of the ordinary there. It was like completely wacko. I think that's where the fuel line is. Where does that one run to? I think that's the fuel line over there. Yeah, the line's been cut. I'm sure there's no fuel in here. I jumped on it just because it had the fuel tanks, which are 34, 33 gallons a piece. I know total there's 72 gallons, so probably about, I don't know. I'd have to look it up again. I've forgotten. I do remember in total you get about 105 gallons of fuel if you have the 32-gallon tank up front and then 70-ish gallons back here. And I'm sure that adds a lot of weight, so you don't necessarily need to put weights on the back if you fill it up all the way. I'm sure your diesel bill is not going to be nice, though. That'll probably kick you in the ass a little bit. Wake you up in the morning. They moved the battery box over there. Used to be down there. I don't know why they did that, probably for ease of access, but to be honest with you, all you gotta do is pull up this cover. If there's a bolt in there, slide it out, check on the battery, slide it back in, drop it down, put the bolt in. Then all you gotta do to get down there is take a few bolts out and just slide the battery box out. Other than that, there's not much to tell you. It's just a hunk of junk I picked up for a few thousand. I'm sure I'm gonna spend a crap ton more. That's pretty obvious. It's probably gonna be $1,000 to get the motor running again, just to make it spin and move. I don't know about running perfectly. Running perfectly, that's gonna require an overhaul, like a complete teardown from block up. That's gonna be about a $5,000 fix. Something I don't really want to shell out for, but you know, when you buy something like this, you kind of have to expect that. It's a 1967. It's the 144th tractor to be made before the end of production, before they switched to the 1950T with the Waukesha 310 and turbocharger. I do like that tractor, but I love Detroit's a little more. I do love the 6-cylinder diesels, but we got 2 Detroits now. I mean, I can't really pass up on this. And this one's mine. The other one's my dad's. But, you know, I still get to drive it. Yeah, Riceland tires. Kind of dig them. They need to be this size, though. I don't know what the heck they were thinking by putting that tire size on there. Jeez, I must just found one laying around. Chuck it on. Anyways, that'll do it for this video, guys. Here's my hunk of junk. That'll probably be what its nickname is the hunk of junk. So, yep. May see videos later on down the road. I don't know when. You'll just have to pardon that and kind of, you may forget about that it even exists. So, lucky you. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later.